In this lecture, we will learn what is variable and how to store data in variables. Let's get started. Think of a kitchen where we have many sections which are precisely labeled. So, if you wanted to place eggs, we will keep it in the section labeled as eggs, right? From this example, now you can know that refrigerator or kitchen can be used to store the items or food as a labeled section. Similarly, in programming, variables act as containers to store values. These values can be anything, numbers, text or entire functions. Just how we see in our example, that we can store item in a labeled section, and there is more important note is that, variables are identified by variables names. Are you confused? Let me explain. Imagine you are in a library, and you pick up a math book from this bookshelf, and after doing your study where you will place it? In the section labeled as math, right? Similarly, we need to define a variable name to store data in our computer memory. Let me give you a quick example. Think I want to store data of my daily focus hour in a variable, called focus hour equals 10. Here, we use variable named focus hour which storing a value of 10 with the assignment operator. The variable's name, value and assignment operator are the three things required to store values in the variable, like myAge equals 30. So myAge is a variable which has a value of 30. We can also store text in variables. Text values are known as strings in programming. And what are strings? A string is a sequence of characters. What is character? The character can be a letter or a number. In my previous lecture, I told you that you need to use double quotes into the print statement. It was just the first concept. Now it's time digs deeper. Take a note that anything written between double quotes or single quotes is a string in Python. Are you confused? Wait, I have an example. Here I'm gonna create a new variable my name equals Shine, where my name is a string having the value Shine. Why not your name? Yeah, everything inside doubles quotes like hello 123 1234 I am a software developer are an example of strings in Python. Note that we have also numbers. But as 1234 is written inside the double quotes, it will consider as a string in Python. We can store numbers in variables. In Python, there are two most commonly used number types: floating point numbers and integers. Floating point numbers are numbers that contain floating decimal points. For example, the numbers 5.5, 0.001 are floating point numbers. Numbers that do not have decimal places are called an integer. Are you confused? Let's see how numbers are stored in Python. My var equals 2 is an integer. There is one more thing you need to know. Here you can see, I can comment in Python with hash character, which will not affect our code. Note that a comment in Python starts with a hash character, and extends to the end of the physical line. Okay, now go back to our code. Here my var which has a value equal to 2 is an integer. Now, I'm gonna create a new variable of my var2 equals 5.5. Here my var2 has a value 5.5, and thus it is a floating number. There is one more thing, regardless of the type of number whether a floating point or an integer, Python views them as a single category, which is numbers. Python automatically identifies the type based on values, and we do not need to specify the type manually. To summarize, in programming, variables are containers which use to store values. Values can be numbers or strings, and strings are written inside the doubles or single quotes. And finally, there is one more thing, these variables are stored or referenced using their variable names. If you like this video, don't forget to subscribe to my channel. Next video, next week. Thanks for watching.